There is one thing I feel is so often overlooked when people are talking about the process of manifesting abundance. And if you don't know how to handle this one thing, you are going to be so in your head, you're going to be blocked, and you're going to find it really difficult to manifest the abundance that you are dreaming of. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what it is, and I'm going to share 5 simple steps that you can take to unlock your real manifestation potential and call in the abundance that you deserve. The one thing I feel is so often missing when we're having discussions about manifesting abundance is cognitive dissonance. So what is cognitive dissonance? It is the feeling of discomfort that comes up when we are trying to hold seemingly conflicting beliefs at the same time. So let's say that you are wanting to bring in abundance, but it can feel like you're lying to yourself if you say, I am abundant, and yet at the same time you know that your bank account does not reflect that same statement. So you feel like there's an inner conflict between what you are affirming and what is actually happening in reality. And gosh, it can create so much doubt, confusion, hesitation, and it can really derail the process of bringing in abundance in your life. So how can we overcome cognitive dissonance if it is disrupting our flow and making it difficult to manifest abundance? The first thing is to initially accept the discomfort that you might be experiencing. It is totally normal to feel some disbelief or some doubt when you are trying to shift from one state to a new state. And feeling these things is no sign whatsoever that you are not good at manifesting, that you can't do this. You absolutely can. But the more that you can recognize these feelings coming up, give them a bit of space and allow them to be there, the easier it is for you to move on to the next steps, which help you to close the gap between what feels like your current reality and where you want to go. The second step, and this is super powerful, is to use bridging statements. I've talked in the past about how powerful it can be when you say your affirmations in the present tense. So you might say, I am abundant. And this does work. But if you're finding that when you say a statement like that, it feels so untrue that you get into the resistance and the doubt and the inner conflict, use bridging statements. So you would say things like, I am open to receiving abundance in my life. I am on the path towards greater financial freedom. I am learning to call abundance into my reality. And what's going to happen is that instead of kind of jolting your system by saying something that you don't yet believe to be true, you're going to ease yourself into these new beliefs a bit more gently, and it's going to be easier over time to build up the momentum around your manifestation of abundance. The third thing, and again, this is super powerful, is to note small proofs that you are already abundant. Now, abundance doesn't have to just be about money, does it? It can be about nature, about relationships, freebies that you pick up, anything that can help affirm a feeling that you're already in a flow of abundance. So, for example, I was walking around my neighborhood recently, and outside somebody's house there was a beautiful cheese plant, and on the plant there was a free sign, and so I brought it home with me. And now it's in my house, it's providing me with oxygen and beauty and making friends with the other plants, and it's giving me a lot of joy. And I note that down as a moment of abundance because it came into my life for free, just out of the generosity of somebody else that lives nearby. And I do it for every single little thing. Like if I end up being offered a free coffee randomly once in a while, or If I've asked the universe to bring me somebody to collaborate on and they come in, I note every single thing down. And when you start doing that, it's going to help you feel that it's true that you are abundant. It cuts a groove in your brain and your subconscious. And again, it alleviates the cognitive dissonance because it feels like there's less gap between where you want to go and where you currently are. So there's 2 more points to go. If you are enjoying this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me and helps me grow and manifest my dream, which is to bring these kind of pieces of content to you so that you can overcome your blocks and really flourish and be your best self. So the 4th thing is to lean into emotion. If you are trying to call in abundance and you're stuck with trying to figure out exactly how it's going to happen, you are again going to exacerbate the cognitive dissonance. Why? Because you might not feel like you yet know how you are going to get from step A to step B. So if you're imagining this lovely abundant lifestyle and all that keeps happening is like, yeah, but how am I going to do that? Or what about this? Or what about that? You're blocking the flow of abundance and you are again creating this inner conflict. Forget about how things are going to happen. Forget about trying to force yourself to believe something using that rational part of your brain. Focus on the emotions that would be present with you if that thing was true. What happens usually is that feelings of freedom or gratitude or joy will kind of bubble up. And the more that you align with those feelings is, again, the closer you get to bringing in the reality that you want. Because as I've said before, the subconscious doesn't always know the difference between a really vividly imagined experience and an actual experience. So the more that you lean into the feelings as if it was already present is, again, the more you're able to close the gap between where you are now and where you want to go. And you're going to alleviate and ease that cognitive dissonance because it's going to start feeling more true that you are able to step into the abundance that you really want. The 5th thing is to take aligned action. If you are holding a vision for this abundant lifestyle, maybe you're imagining a business or whatever it is, and you're not taking any steps on a practical level towards that, you are again going to exacerbate the cognitive dissonance you're experiencing because it doesn't feel true that you are acting like the person that has the abundance that you want. So you can think of small action steps that are aligned with your vision as creating a little bridge between the present and the future. And every time that you make a little move forwards on a practical level towards your goal is the more you're going to feel like it's possible, it's true, it's real, it's believable, and that it belongs in your reality. If you follow these 5 steps, you are going to have a very powerful shift. You are going to move from saying, I'm lying to myself by saying I'm abundant when I'm not, to I am shifting my mindset and I am open and expanding to receive a flow of abundance, even if I don't fully understand how it's going to happen. So I hope that helps you. And if you would like to work with me, I offer crystal healing sessions and readings that help you to shift energy around issues like this, not just on the level of the mind, which is super important, but also on the level of the vibrational medicine. So we can clear blocks, we can release the resistance using crystals and working with your energy. And I will put a link below to the booking for a free discovery call if you want to connect with me and figure out whether that kind of approach would really work for you. And once again, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to grow and spread these messages further. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.